He has been an icon, and all those people could be contributing even when government had not put up a budget. They are being paid. If you could be one of the MPs, could you feel that it's a blessing to be paid, or you could be asking why you are paid now?
You see, I have equally spoken to some of the MPs in Acholi sub-region. Samuel, first of all, Olanya was a national figure.
Yeah.
He was an Acholi, I'm Mufumbira, you are Musoga. I think you are...
I'm from Toro.
You are from Toro. Olanya was transcending all those tribal affiliations. He was a national speaker.
Yeah.
Becoming an Acholi was only a tribal enclave that we apportioned to him because of him being the member of parliament for Omoro County. So if you say that you are going to apportion money to people simply because they are Acholi, right? Then what about other regions that would want to pay their respects to the fallen speaker? What if the MPs for Kisoro want to go and say bye to him? Who would pay them?
As MPs who have been calling him the speaker.
The speaker. So the point is, there is something that we didn't understand very well, how they crafted the notion that the Acholi parliamentarians have... I was told that the essence was that they wanted the Acholi parliamentarians to organize and mobilize people to come in large numbers to come and bury and send off Olanya, which is fine because...
But are we on campaigns that we are looking for numbers, that on the barrier we need the numbers as if we have
apparently
that
I was told, this is also another hearsay that I got, that at the barrier of the late Lokech, the former Deputy Inspector General of Police, they were overwhelmed by numbers of people who came for the barrier. So they were expecting that since Olanya is higher in rank, he's going to get even more numbers of people coming to pay his respect. But like I explained in the first segment, burying a person is a personal decision. To attend a funeral of a person is a personal decision. If I die, it's up to you to Mwesigo to say, is Dismas that close to me that I should go and bury him? What is the cost benefit of me going to bury Dismas in Kisoro from Kamuli, right? So it's up to you to make that important decision in your head. So for people to go and sit and say, okay, we need to plan for these MPs in Acholi sub-region. In the first place, when they said that, for me, I was thinking, are they appeasing the Acholi sub-region MPs because they complained and were saying that Olanya has died in an unexpected way, in circumstances that we don't understand? Were they trying to appease them? But if you wanted to say, you actually wanted, we are giving him a state funeral. Right?
Where we couldn't even need those people to do any mobilization and that.
Exactly. So you get the notion that there is someone who is trying to make money out of a situation in which we have lost a dear, good person, good man, a good speaker, but someone is using it to make money. And that is weird, very weird.
You speak that somebody is maybe using it, and the other spoke that can it be a bonanza to these people that, because just after the news that came that Olanya has passed on, those people started alarming, and when we are electing a speaker, President was trying to back at them that you don't think the position is yours, and they were also like they wanted to ring fence the office of the speakership for this term, claiming our son was in office. We could have a replacement from our region. Can that be a bonanza to silence and sugarcoat their thoughts?
Of course, there was a lot of emotion that came from Acholi sub-region when Olanya died. Death is a very complicated phase that many of us don't know how to deal with, because when Olanya died, there was the statement that came from his father, the statement that came from the Acholi parliamentary group. They all had their different versions of exactly what they thought. They thought that Olanya, in Africa, people don't die naturally.
But it has not all long stayed in Uganda.
No, I said Africa.
No, but you see, that's I see the problem with Africa and Uganda in particular. The health of VIPs becomes a secret. In the Western world, even when the Queen has flu,
it is public.
The British are told. So I think this must help us to start, as people are sick, let those who they call their spokespersons, even in America, never gundi ayogerya family. Gundi mulwadde bwate bwekityo. Singa ekintu ekyo ngulanyanga akyasobola okwogera. Abo beyagamba nga teyabagamba privately. N'abagamba public omwogezi n'agamba nemmanyi embeera waliwo yankoze kino. Kyali badde kikola ki? So kino balekerawo okweka obulwadde bw'abantu ate ffe betulabirira kwa abatukwatako. President n'alwala mwebanga nti abakulu balwala buwuliwo ekigambo kibaita private visit. Olwabira bagenze muki mu ddwaliro n'agenda nejjanyeme n'akomawo kandi mutaba ono mulowooza mwina omuntu yetalwala naga nti luli yagenda eginde kolo yalimu kakasujjasujja. No, you see, the health of omuntu aba managing eggwanga lyaffe tuyina right okugimanya nema nti gundi disibasa yote yakoze ali mu ddwaliro.
So it goes beyond that. No, rather it is no longer now private.
Babikweka totaliwo gundi just aliwe kakati olugiramu nti ng'omuntu akutuka omanyi yalwala okumala ebbanga akati mmwe abaliwo kyova nti buli atula
I actually saw Norbert Mao speaking. He is the first person that I saw revealing the circumstances under which Olanya died. That he had cancer, like Harold is saying, we didn't know. We had other speculation. And that speculation plays into into what the public imagines and says and believes what the MPs are saying, what the families are saying, what the villages are saying, what the borders are saying. They will agree to that story. So the point being that those MPs, I don't think they deserve the money more than other people. I do believe that they are all MPs, members of parliament, who would have wanted to go and pay.
A part of the items, one of the items on the budget was the one of announcements.
Yes.
Yeah? Yes. Now we are talking about Olanya. Has anybody given us an allowance? Was the TV? But you know, somebody puts there some 20 million. You know, that is money that is going to go in somebody's pocket. Which where are you given any money here?
No.
To tell people that breaking news, the speaker is dead.
Now the body is back.
Yes, now the body is back. Burial is on Friday in Omoro at this time. No station has been paid. But there is a budget somewhere.
Who is ever behind that science of skyrocketing the budgets?
It can't be one person.
It's a cabara.
Yes, in modern accounting, they spread. That's why there's somebody who does a requisition, there's somebody who approves, there's somebody who audits it. All of those must touch what? Must touch the money. In the past, you would be the person with the money, you spend it. So now when you hear only one person arrested, it is wrong. There is always another group of people waliwo abantu abalala bazikutteko waliwo yajjanga go wandika baga wandika this was awandika ki proposal nze nja approving gwe ogikola otya ono sente azijjeyo kati abo bonna bagenda buli omu alina kyajjamuko kakati waliwo sente za finance committee
finance committee erina 247 millions
za kukola ki I
can't explain.
Kuisa budget?
Sitting allowance.
Finance committee, ye gundi ye barrier committee. You know, wala oliano omaye wala wosanga omuntu ngalimu nakolako mu organization. Nene. Wali mugeni mwantu omaye sente zino zesobodde okwa accounting zino zikoze eki ziganga nonya bozi mugamba nimwe akadya nkubuli fe twakola auditing. Nsobola okukuzayo nenkulaga tekisoka kati muntu bona agamba nti emmotoka yanywedde amafuta ga miliyoni emu ogenda eggulu n'amadda bbiri nemugembe eteriiyo munsi yonna teriiyo emmotoka enywa amafuta ga miliyoni emu atwala nenywa ga miliyoni teriiyo amagera n'amadda nti mitwalo 5 n'amadda 5 teriiyo kale bulaga akuteekawo miliyoni amagenda ki you know gwe bikusanyusa but when an auditor picks on and said no, let's look at the mileage, let's look at the vehicle. Oyina kebera yinyanga nti nedde nesoa kunywawo asatu amagenda n'amadda nkaaga.
Harold, are you surprised? Haven't you ever seen that there was once a tractor that...
I know that. Hey. So, and it's what I'm telling you, that as they try, ubagezaako okulonja bateeka ssente, aga kiseeko kuno saako ssente, mboli yalinye boda ya mitwalo 10 okuva wano mpaka e Kampala. Nobuza boda y'emitwalo 10 yakoze etya. So nti abantu buli mukisa. Ne bwamwe badde ngamba nti okufa kwolanya kwina kubadde bali kutuyigiriza. Olanya mu period ntono ya campaigning nafuna obake vasiyamane bwa NRM. Ayinza bamuseke yatudde emirundi engage. N'alwana nafuna oba MP. Wa MP bw'osooka okufuna. Gundi
Omoro
County simanyi mirundi gye gikiikiridde gizwa gyadenga nagyo tegiwera 10. N'alwana bate yali esinga okuba y'amaanyi yobwaki nga byonna ali abaga waakiri emyaka egyo 5. Bw'olaba munnammwe tasobolera bimalamu mwaka manya ino ensi eno lwana ng'olekamu. Bw'oba oli mu kubba kuzika kwolanya nga kweyagala mb'olina kasaiti kweyagala katambule, olina akamotoka oba olina looni gye bakubanja gye bakusaya nti manya oyinza okumalayo bw'oti looni ffe kyewasasulidde ffe ne tukirya mu lumbe. So manya noono gw'oyagala okukozesa erinnya lyo bbe yabireseewo.
Of course tuyinza okukkiriza nti esente zino zigenda kukola.
Gamba nze
gwe tokkiriza.
Gwokkiriza ffe nafe abituganye.
Baliyodde eriko 1.1 billion. Security eriko 158.
Ate muyiga okubulya bannayuganda 1 billion bannayuganda tebagimanyi bagambe eriko miliyoni 10 mu 10.
Minister
omuluka gumu gubawadde sente zikugaggawaze bagwadde miliyoni 17.
Don't compare sente zino.
No, we must. Emiruka 10 miliyoni 17.
Kunda.
Yes.
Olanya he has been a speaker. And of course we cannot underrate the hierarchy and the position of him being a speaker.
Yes.
We may say that the figure may be exaggerated, but we couldn't send him as a common man. Let's not so much look at figures, believing that they are so much exaggerated. It must be a respect accorded to him because it is first of its kind. We have not lost a speaker, a sitting speaker.
You see, being I have already stated to you that Olanya was the number 3 in hierarchy, right?
Yeah.
President, Vice President, Speaker. Certainly we have to accord him the respect that he does, and it is very necessary that we give him a very decent burial, a send-off. But the point is, it's the amount of money that are being used, the amount of money that are being requested are not proportional to the kind of send-off. If we can use 400 million to send off the governor of Bank of Uganda, how about the speaker? The distance is almost the same from Kampala to Kabale, from Kampala to Gulu. It's almost the same. So what is the change? I know in the hierarchy of the leaders in Uganda, the governor is below, quite below, very down below as compared to but the governor was very central in the economy and the country of Uganda.
Just because he was in the control of the bank.
Don't use ekigambo ky'oyisa just kubanga kujerega.
No, Bank of
Central
Uganda,
Bank,
the Central Bank of Uganda. It's the central nerve of what actually happening in this country. It does. So, and I am not disputing anything that Mr. Olanya, my colleague, my friend Olanya, that he requires that. What we are saying is that, given the reactions that we got from the public, is that the public was saying, this whole amount of money for, and that's why you see, I told you that they told me that at the beginning the 2.5 was supposed to be a working budget, but now they have reduced it simply because the public pressure became too much. People were questioning.
perhaps those echoes could not be heard. We mean we could go with 2.5.
Hey.
If they were not there, we
Hey.
would go even more. They would have added.
Can you put a parliament at that level that they could look at when we are going with that?
It's not the parliament that was passing that budget.
It cut the budget up to 1 point.
No, there is an approval process. You see, there is a protocol group that actually does that budget. It draws people from Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry, and members of Parliament. So what they do is that the appropriation of that money is they propose and then they take to Parliament and say this is the money. What is Parliament? Is it the first time they have approved the things which they haven't, which don't make sense even to the general public? It's not the first time.
So we don't expect any miracles for them to change what people think.
It was not going to change if the public pressure was not there. If the public had not raised the concerns. You see, most Ugandans are very poor. So they are saying we really are using 2.5 billion to bury one person, much as we know that he's a speaker. And with due respect, so there are certain aspects of the burial process. It's not. The notion is not about the burial or the send-off of Olanya. Send-off of Olanya, we keep our hands off and we have respect for the dead as human beings, as Ugandans. But the point is, the people who are manipulating, that's what Harold is saying, the people who are using it as a vehicle to enrich themselves in the shortest period of the time that the man passed on until Friday next week. You can't do that.
Who can save such a scenario? Because it's like as if we are setting a precedence.
Ugandans
we are going to lose many of this caliber, and the money shall be increasing 2.5, 7 billion, and at one moment we shall use 1 trillion to send of somebody in Uganda here.
Well, it depends. It depends on how we take this one. If we become vigilant and we keep speaking about it, and we make sure that people understand that actually what you do, we are seeing and we are understanding what you are doing, that you can't. It's taxpayers' money. I drove a car coming here. Every single liter of petrol I put in my car, I'm paying tax. But you are using that same tax irresponsibly. We could have sent off Olanya with 1 billion and no one would have asked a question. But the moment you put it and you are putting in budgets, you are the one who is reading the budget in Nesiba. The one of, you said the one of what? The one of what?
The value there, we have 1.1 billion.
There's a one detail.
The
finance committee. What is the finance committee?
247 millions.
What are they doing? Finance committee for what? Is it audit? Is it accounting? It's what? So it's those details. And fortunately, in the first meeting which this protocol committee had, someone leaked the information about that budget. That budget was not actually supposed to be public, but someone leaked it. Why? Because someone was not satisfied about what exactly they were planning. And that is the essence of saying that Ugandans don't want to be cheated when they are paying taxes through their nose.
Kampumule mukatono wenabatenga ndize mumaiso awo tudda kulingirira olugendo lwa kaliisoliiso akoba nti alijja kunoonyereza ku ssente dino lunaasoboka nga lifestyle audit eringa tendako nti yamulemo baba agimulobera wava nakoba nti he has picked interest anoonyereze ku accountability eno kinaasoboka oba kikisoboka it is just a political talk nze sama omwesigwa tavaawo tulikwera